Howdy cowpunchers, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Cripps. This week we're going to make venison mushroom stew. Well, we're going to try. Cripps suggests that we use mature venison, chanterelle mushrooms, and I have found some trumpet royale mushrooms, but they look a lot like the chanterelle mushrooms that are in the game. And also it uses a lot of oregano. And those are the three ingredients that are in the game. So, as usual, Cripps has left out some ingredients. So I'm going to take some liberties and make this deer steak smothered in mushrooms with a beurre rouge sauce, which is red wine and cold butter. So we're going to get started on that and we'll be right back. The first thing we're going to do is start with the beurre rouge sauce, and that requires a Cabernet Sauvignon or another dry red wine, and we're going to start that now so it can reduce. Alright, so we've got this red wine reducing, and we're going to give that about an hour, and we will be right back. So it's been about half an hour, and since I only used a cup of the red wine because I'm only making one steak, the wine has reduced, and now we're going to add our cold butter, and we're going to whisk it until it emulsifies. I'm adding one stick of butter, and we're going to start whisking all of that together. And we'll be back. Okay, so our butter is all emulsified and incorporated into our sauce. The sauce has a nice shiny sheen to it now, and we're going to set that aside and start sauteing the mushrooms. For the next part, the sauteing of the mushrooms, I'm using a full stick of butter, and we're going to add just a drizzle of olive oil, maybe more than a drizzle. And we're going to add our herbs. Let the butter get all melted. And then we're going to add our mushrooms. Now, I cut these mushrooms lengthwise, but you can cut them up however you like. You can also use whatever mushrooms that you have. It doesn't have to be the chanterelle or the royal trumpet mushrooms. That's just what I found. And we're gonna get those all sauteed up, add some salt, and we'll be right back. Now, I'm not entirely sure why Cripps, who trained in Portugal as an acrobat by a mute who talked in his sleep, still don't understand that one. I don't understand how he decided that meat, mushrooms, and oregano would make a stew. There's not enough liquid there, even though the mushrooms will have some liquid in them, which is why we add the salt. But I don't understand how he decided that will be a stew. So we're going to make this into a steak smothered in mushrooms. Okay, so our mushrooms are sauteed. We're going to remove them from the pan. We're going to keep most of the butter, and that's what we're going to fry our steak in. Now I'm sure they would have used either butter or some sort of animal fat, bacon grease, something like that. But what we're going to use is the butter that we did the mushrooms in. And put our steak right in there. Add some sea salt to the top. I'm going to grind some pepper. And we're going to let that cook, and we'll be flipping it in just probably about 5 minutes. Alright, so it's time to flip this steak. Now, this is actually deer. Yes, we're cooking Bambi. It may have been a little bit too long on that side, but we'll see how it goes. Now, you can use beef, you can use chicken if you really want. You can use tofu, but I don't know why you're watching this if you're going to use tofu. So, we'll be back in just a few minutes with a plating. Alright, so our steak is out of the frying pan and on the plate. We're going to smother it with mushrooms. And douse it with our beurre rouge sauce. And that is what we ended up with. Okay, I tried to go for a medium rare. I think I got more of a medium, but we're going to give this a taste test and see what we think. Okay, that has some really wonderful flavors in it. The mushrooms are quite fantastic. The herbs really bring out the flavor of the venison. The venison is still a touch gamey, but that's expected because it's venison and a lot of us are used to eating beef or bacon or chicken. But once in a while you get a nice piece of venison, and you have to cook it up right. And I say this sauce, that was a really great idea, and I'm glad I did it. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like down below and comment. Constructive criticism is always welcome. If you'd like to see more, let me know. Thanks for watching, and hope you cow punchers enjoy your deer steak.